My name is Heidi Chung. I lead on the education and training sectors for UKTI in Hong Kong and Macau. I have a background in export development, in foreign direct investment attractions, as well as in destination marketing, having worked across 6 government agencies in 3 countries. So this is the UKTI Hong Kong team, and it's based in Hong Kong, but we also have responsibility looking after the Macau market. So UKTI Educations help UK education and training organizations win business overseas, and the team based in Hong Kong is tasked with identifying commercial education opportunities for UK businesses. We also work with British businesses to respond to these commercial opportunities, and also we support British businesses to develop their overseas trade in markets with a focus on the education and training sectors across all industries. Hong Kong is located in southern China, and Hong Kong is within 4 hours flight of most of the Asian market, including Beijing, Shanghai, Kuala Lumpur, and Seoul. Hong Kong makes it an extremely convenient hub for travel to and from London in less than 13 hours. And it is also within 5 hours flying time from half of the world's population. So some key considerations for Hong Kong as a potential market. Hong Kong covers an area of more than 1,100 square kilometers. The territory comprises Hong Kong Island, Kowloon Peninsula, as well as new territories, and some 226 outlying islands. With some 7.2 million populations and some 6,650 people per square kilometers, Hong Kong is one of the most densely populated areas in the world. And Chinese make up approximately 94% of the populations, followed by various cultural groups in Hong Kong. Hong Kong has one of the world's lowest birth rates at 1.11 per woman, and it is estimated that 27% of the populations will be aged 65 or more in 2033. In terms of business culture, the culture is quite similar to the Western culture, and Chinese and English are the official languages of doing business in Hong Kong. So English is widely spoken in the business world, and generally, marketing materials printed in English are acceptable in markets. So Hong Kong is an open economy and an international financial center which acts as a conduit to and from China for goods and capital. Hong Kong economic growth has an average of 4.5%. Over the last 10 years, and the growth forecast for 2015 is between 1% to 3%. The unemployment rates as well as the inflation rates are relatively low in Hong Kong, as you can see from the figures. And continuing integrations of Hong Kong and Macau into the Pearl River Delta's economies means that the government is supporting more builds of infrastructure as well as construction projects to build better links between Hong Kong, Zhuhai, Macau, as well as the rest of the PRD region. Some facts between UK-Hong Kong trade. So since the handover of Hong Kong by the UK to China, the relationship between the UK and Hong Kong continues to flourish. Hong Kong is UK's 11th largest trading partner and the 2nd largest trading partner in Asia, just after mainland China. The UK business community has long played and continues to play an important role in Hong Kong's development, with over 300 companies have regional headquarters or offices in Hong Kong, and many more are expected to come in the next decade. So according to the British Council in Hong Kong, more than 21,000 Hong Kong students currently studying in the UK, in UK university as well as in UK independent schools. There are some exciting times for UK education training providers in Hong Kong, mainly because Hong Kong is a well-developed market with governments, education providers, individuals all recognize the need of having good educations in Hong Kong. And the Hong Kong government is supporting Hong Kong to develop as a knowledge-based economy. By basically introducing 6 new industries in Hong Kong. And these industries are medical services, education services, environmental industries, innovation and technology, testing and certifications, mainly in Chinese medicine, as well as cultural and creative industry. And to pave the way for Hong Kong to move into a knowledge-based economy. So the Hong Kong government continues to invest heavily in education, with education expenditure estimated at approximately £6 billion in 2015-16, which represents some 20% of total government spend in Hong Kong, and is the largest spending areas in government. Approximately 1% of the Hong Kong populations are employed in the Hong Kong education services industry. So some insights and trends, in the Hong Kong education market. So Hong Kong is a British dependent territory under the British administrations for more than 150 years, as many of you are aware. So with strong historical links between Hong Kong and UK education system, Hong Kong policy makers, teachers, as well as mature learners are greatly receptive of UK education's products, services, as well as expertise. So strong UK expertise are required across the education and training landscape in Hong Kong, mainly due to the following factors. So English language standards with scope for improvement, mainly due to the use of Cantonese as the main mode of teaching. Education reforms, the new Hong Kong Diploma of Secondary Education was introduced in September 2009, meaning that the new 3+3+4 structures has replaced the old 5+2+3 articulations, which was in line with the UK education system. So there are more uncertainties and concerns, in markets on whether the examinations is getting harder or whether it's harder to get into local universities, as a result of the change of the education's, curriculum. And there are also significant pressures on international school and university places in Hong Kong. In terms of international school, as Hong Kong is the financial hub of Asia, Hong Kong attracts expatriates from around the world. And over the years, this has put increasing pressures on the city's international school system. But the Hong Kong government is working very closely with private sectors, to ease the pressures, and with the target of providing more than 5,000 international school places over the next couple of years. The government is also committed to developing a vibrant international school sector to meet the demand for schools for local as well as overseas families. And they have implemented a number of measures that include the Hong Kong school allocation exercise, which Hong Kong government allocate tender bids for overseas education providers to bid for greenfield sites, as well as vacant premises to build and operate new international schools in Hong Kong. And in terms of university places, only 20% of Hong Kong high school students go to local universities. And this compared with 40% in the USA, 54% in Australia, as well as 60% in Korea. So the rest will have to pay for full tuition fee for university places, opt for sub-degree courses in Hong Kong, or look overseas. So this has fostered the development of more open learning programs, such as foundation study as well as IB in Hong Kong. In terms of skill development commitments, as Hong Kong is moving towards a knowledge-based economy, the government attaches great importance to lifelong learning and to ensure that Hong Kong has a skilled and competitive workforce. So the Hong Kong government has introduced Continuing Education Fund in 2002, for example, to incentivize lifelong learning by adults. And the above factors, together with a relatively strong economy and high disposable income, plus low tax rate in Hong Kong, making Hong Kong a relatively attractive market for the Brits to export goods and services, particularly within the education services industry. So some key market opportunities exist across the following subsectors in Hong Kong. For example, in preschools and schools, there's strong demand for early childhood education centers as well as international schools. So we are assisting some UK education businesses as well as education providers in UK to seek partners in Hong Kong to design, build and operate new international kindergartens, nurseries, playgroups as well as international schools in Hong Kong. For the vocational and higher education sector, Hong Kong government is raising public awareness towards vocational education in Hong Kong. And together, they have adopted 3 strategies to rebrand, to strengthen promotions, and to sustain the efforts, in the vocational education sectors. A task force on vocational education was formed in 2014 with 27 recommendations put together to basically reform the vocational education training sectors. And this includes building new campuses for vocational education in Hong Kong. In terms of higher education, transnational education partnership opportunities exist to bring UK courses to Hong Kong. So currently there are some 1,174 non-local programs offered in Hong Kong, and 72% are from the UK. So it's quite a significant percentage in Hong Kong. And as I mentioned previously, continuing professional developments opportunities exist in Hong Kong, mainly in the financial, professional services, as well as English training sector. And Hong Kong government has also, put emphasis on the ICT in education area, and they are injecting some 24 million pounds per annum, in ICT education and resources material. So UKTI, in partnership with a range of in-market partners, have developed the UK-Hong Kong ICT in Education Partnership Initiative to encourage more UK education software apps company to provide trialing opportunities to local schools, including primary and secondary schools in Hong Kong. And the initiative has been very successful. Recently, we led trade delegations from Hong Kong into the UK Batch London show, with 50 delegates from Hong Kong experiencing a range of software apps system from UK providers. In terms of regional collaborations, a lot of UK companies using Hong Kong as a springboard into the mainland China market, Taiwan, as well as Asia. So some top tips to help you prepare for exporting to Hong Kong. So first of all, it is important that you do your market research by accessing the Exporting to Hong Kong website. There is a Doing Business in Hong Kong guide, which you will find a lot of background on Hong Kong as an export market for the Brits. Also search through the internet and talk to others who have successfully exported to Hong Kong. Secondly, don't forget to make use of the UKTI experts, such as the international trade advisors in 9 regions, as well as UKTI sector leads like myself. We will be able to help you develop a strategy, a plan, and also introducing significant contests, to you to help you navigate through your export journey to Hong Kong. Thirdly, attend a trade show that will attract international visitors, such as the Back London show as well as the Birmingham education shows, which you will be able to meet some international delegates and buyers whilst in the UK. How can we help? So we offer the overseas market introductory services, which is chargeable services. We help UK business to identify business and market opportunities in market. We will organize pre-visit, in-market visit programs, undertake some research parallel to your in-market visit. We provide advice on some market entry strategies, market intelligence, as well as the market conditions. And we also provide, access to key influential decision makers for you in market. In addition to that, we offer event management services to help you put together some networking functions, alumni events, meetings, seminar, workshops, etc., including using the British consulate venues. We offer market intelligence, as I previously mentioned, such as one-to-one meetings at the Back London show, as well as the Birmingham Education show. We offer market briefing presentations in the UK and in Hong Kong. Pre-departure briefings are mainly delivered through webinars parallel to trade missions occurs. And also there will be welcome briefings offered in market. We carry out a series of export promotions for UK companies. For example, case studies, media interviews. We also develop some great publications, UK Pavilion directories, and we have a Twitter account to help promote UK education business offers. In terms of upcoming trade missions and trade shows, there are three major ones. So the first one is the UK Publishing Trade Missions to Hong Kong Book Fair. The Hong Kong Book Fair attracts some 1 million visitors to the book fair every year. And I encourage you to explore the opportunities of participating on the UK Pavilion. And next one is one of the most popular flagship events that we have, which is the Hong Kong Learning and Teaching Expo. And finally, there is a new initiative of launching the UK Hong Kong Further and Higher Education Partnership Initiative, following the UK Education Exhibitions run by the British Council in Hong Kong in January next year. So the demand, is out there. But the question is, are you ready to export? If you are, visit the Exporting is Great website, and there are some specific export opportunities currently available on the website. You may also want to follow us on the UKTI Hong Kong Twitter, which you'll find some current news in market. Some useful contacts and websites are in the education sector in Hong Kong. And thank you very much for listening. I hope to see you soon in Hong Kong.